One love. Stay positive. Bring back our kings. Say, reach one, teach one.
Hey family, tonight I want to speak on some positive things that one of my kings, Daniel Lucas, is doing for our youth and the betterment of our people in general. If you all remember Thomas the Tank, the talking subway car cartoon series from back in the day, it was published on PBS. That's channel 13 for my up north people, but you can kind of retract it. Even to this day, you can still find the subway series on YouTube and things of that nature. But my brother Daniel Lucas has basically reinvented this times 30. Called his railroad series is called Reggie the Redbird. And I think it's so imperative to our youth because the subway cars, not only do they relate to the everyday person up in NYC and Chicago, and if you're wondering to yourself why it's only catered, and it's not only catered as far as the publishing goes, it's the personalities is based off everyday people who live in NYC and Chicago, particularly because those two states, the subway cars, the railroad system is heavily used, heavily populated, particularly in that's the main way of public transportation. Up in NYC and Chicago. So not only are they talking subway cars, but they all have their own personalities, and they're based on characters that we see every day and that he knows personally. But he's also incorporated the teachings of engineering, even to creating his own real life model subway cars. He's heavily experienced with the railroad, but this man is absolutely talented. Once you see these subway cars, you would really think that you're looking at a real life miniature of a real subway car. You can always go to Bring Back Our Kings on Facebook and check out the collection for yourself. In addition to creating the subway cars, he has turned the talking subway cars into a mini comedy series. He has a book that he goes and read to the youth every Thursday up in the Bronx, New York, and I'm so blessed to be on a platform with him because he's teaching our children about engineering, but also getting them involved into reading again, which is a wonderful thing. Storytelling, that's a beautiful thing. So again, go and Bring Back Our Kings on Facebook. I'll also be putting up some things on Instagram, Bring Back Our Kings on Instagram. But tonight he has the full platform. All of myself and the rest of the brothers, we all are doing additional things for the betterment of our people nowadays. So I really wanted to give him the spotlight. This is not about me. This is about Bring Back Our Kings.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. This is Daniel Lucas, aka Daniel Austin, also named Abdul Kabir Aki. It's my Muslim name. What I want to do today is I'm going to adventure of mine I've been doing. It's an ongoing adventure, about a comedy series about a talking subway car named Reggie the Redbird and the talking subway car series. The concept of this right here started back in 2008. I collect model trains. For those out there that know me, very far, few in between, and so many people out there that now and they're getting to know me. You can follow me on YouTube, and you can follow me on Facebook. Okay, and there's a lot of things I do by hand. Okay, I'll tell you a little bit about how it started. Okay. Again, I collect model trains. I was in college at the time, and I was working overnight, as a scan analysis at Target in the Bronx, where I'm from. So I started off with 4 cars. Okay, I didn't think much of it, but it was something out there that I just had to have because to have your hand on the on the New York subway train, that was great. You know, Eventually, I started collecting more subway cars. Sadly, there was a tragedy that had happened. Okay, with a 7-month-old baby and stuff. My household was, pretty much grief stricken, and so, because of, situation at the time with the healthcare crisis and, what the poor child was facing at the time, I had these subway cars. Okay. And I said, you know what? Let me go ahead and really think about something here about a concept. I mean, I got these trains. So I said, why don't we go ahead and focus on a sentiment of education? So I used my skills, my collections, my talents, and everything, and I put 2 and 2 together as a master of ceremonies. Somebody out there that can create a story, elevate from just being a rapper, but can you tell a story? I mean, from the Bronx, being from the Bronx, I mean, you should be able to tell a story, and that's how Reggie the Redbird came to be. Okay, the first 4 characters I started off with was that of Reggie, okay, Alfie the Agreeable, uh, Jamel, and Murray. Okay, these were class R21 subway cars. Okay, the background to the subways, okay, to the Reggie the Redbird subway cars. Why do they call them Redbirds? Well, much of the number lines in the Bronx, they traveled on overhead viaducts. Okay, so much of the 6 train, the 2 and the 5 train, the number 4, and the number 1. Okay, traveled on so overhead, over various boulevards, major trunk lines and whatnot. Okay, so I say 40% of New York subways do travel above ground or in open cuts, viaducts, and but much of it is underground. However, from being from the Bronx, we used to see the trains above ground. Okay, grade separated, so they had an elevator. It was on 3-track elevators, and and they served much of the lines throughout the northern communities of the Bronx and stuff. So, I started, I really put 2 and 2 together, and I started making these characters up based off of, actual individuals. Reginald Holly, okay, who was a Bama, a country guy, Geechee guy. But it was somebody that was really extraordinary, very special, okay, extravagant individual. He didn't ask for much, but my aunt really loved him. And my aunt, she really she took me from the streets and, pretty much saved my life. Okay. I turned out to be the guy I am now because of my aunt. Okay. So Reggie was he was somebody that could, that could get along with everybody. Okay. And so I based the subway car on him, Reggie and stuff, man. And he got into a bad accident and, he's permanently disabled now and stuff. And it really broke my aunt's heart. So another character, okay, is that of Alfie the Agreeable. My brother, okay, he was, he was special needs, but he was like, how can I say, he would remind you more of Biz Marquis or somewhat and stuff. And unfortunately, in 2013, he transitioned back to the essence and stuff. His health, got the best of him. The poor health got the best of him, and he transitioned, and that really took me away. That really was one of the catalysts on why I went on ahead and reverted to Islam. But Alfie, you know what I'm saying, lives on as one of the characters. He's the subway car with the glasses. Okay, he's a reasonable subway car, I could say. Murray is somebody, in fact, I'm holding the character of Murray. I've super detailed him, okay, his undercarriage. And he's a character I've made up. Okay, he's got a funny voice. I'll give you a quick demonstration. Yeah, well, I'm on the podcast, so, I'm glad I'm just not in the water. But, they got me traveling in the subway and, in the museum series, but New York gets kind of busy. So, what I'm saying? I do the voiceovers and everything. And then there's another subway car. He's a mean subway car. He represents Brooklyn. His name is Jamel. He's another made-up subway car, loosely based off of people that I know, but what I'm saying? He's the one. He just got an attitude. He's just so Brooklyn. And then there's the next set of subway cars, another set of 4 subway cars. And those guys are based off of, some people I've worked with from the company of Target. Okay. Hector, okay, he's the Hispanic speaking subway car. He's based off of a good friend of mine, Nelson Balaguer. Okay. He's marked up for the 6th train. And stuff. So he's got, he's tagged up in, a lot of things that represent the Latin community. Okay, the Latin flag and everything, and you see him on the 6th line, and then you got James. Okay, based off of a friend of mine, James Jones and Mike Jones. Okay, those two out there, they are from, off the 2 and the 5 line, so they're interchangeable. Okay. And then and stuff, there's another guy, we call him the Gentle Giant. His name is Greg Ward. Okay, and he's originally from Queens, and I have him specially decorated from the Old World's Fair line. Okay, the number 7 train was painted in turquoise blue color sheen. Okay, blue and cream sheens. Okay, back in the days when I was younger. Okay, and it represented the 7 Trains World Fair colors and stuff. So I haven't painted that. And eventually it was 2 more cars. 10 to 10th cars, a made up subway car that I made. And Ralph. Ralph is all sees the West Indian cars based off of a friend of mine named Raphael Andrew. Okay, who I've known for several years. Now, with all these subway cars, okay, I have a background, which all of them and stuff, the storyline it's extensive, and it tells you a whole lot. It gives you the ideas, little scenarios that they go through, and how they deal with people throughout the city, and not only the city, but it's kind of like a flip side of the city. Okay, it's family friendly. Okay, it's what I'm saying is you got, traffic, the buses, there's a lot of cars, it's a lot of details in the building. And it's like, to give you, for those who remember Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, well, I'll be like more of a Mr. Rogers, okay? And I'll be telling the story, okay, of various situations that they go through. The layouts and stuff are built from modules all by me. I've hand built everything. I've put together you could see this on Facebook, and then I'm going to put some more on YouTube, okay, to give you an idea. You could see, some of the things that I've hand put together. I was working on a elevated subway station, and you could see, where my creativity lies and stuff. And the time that it took, the money, everything comes out of my pocket. And so, and it's not to be selfish, anything. It's just no other manufacturers out there they haven't focused or made anything New York based, okay, as far as public transportation in a model, HO scale. And where I'm doing it at is in an office, 2477 Webster Avenue. It's the office of Mrs. Shaniqua Charles. She's running for the 78th District Assemblywoman. Okay, and so I was introduced to her by K. Born Rivers. Okay, he introduced me to her, and I have at least a little over 50 feet to work with. Okay, so I got a nice little size. Okay, where the trains out there could be, either I could do the 10-car length, or I could do, 5-car increments out there. Kind of a compressed type situation, because again, each of the subway cars out there is a storyline, and there's different the two genders, the male and female. Okay, there is also mainline trains. Sure, I'm working on getting the licenses to use certain railroads. Okay, like Amtrak. You need a license, okay, to use, their logos, trademarks, and everything. And then I freelance a whole lot. Okay, so I have my melanated owned version of Amtrak called LTA PC. A lot of my freelance railroads is based off of my late brother, Alfie Tremaine Lucas. Okay, aka Alfie the Agreeable and stuff. So, you'll see a lot of stuff with LTA adorned on them to preserve his memories and stuff. Now, each one of these people out there, the main characters in the series, I chose them because they have some significance. Okay, a lot of us, we've not drifted apart. It's just that, like right now, I'm doing security for the railroad. So I don't see a lot of people as much, And we kind of like all drifted apart. Everybody's got families now. So Target, it's the Target in the Riverdale section of the Bronx is, we had, we established a bond. Then you got the Bronx Terminal. Okay, that's where I met up with Shayna and stuff, and that's why I'm here and stuff on this podcast explaining to you about Reggie and stuff. I've had, relatives, they're like, a lot of people, they don't think that's corny and stuff, man. I was a daggone 40-year-old messing with trains and stuff. And, it's actually the antithesis, okay? It's been positive results. In fact, so much so, to a lot of people are like, wow, they're actually reliving and finally getting a chance to, realize a fantasy and a dream and, ignite a fascination that most melanated people in the inner city, was missing. Especially the relationship between melanated folks and trains and the railroad as a whole. Now, what is the deal with this model trains? Okay, this fictional story of a flip side of New York of talking subway cars. Again, it's a comedy series. Each one of the subway cars, different ethnic backgrounds. Like Raphael. Okay, Raphael's painted in more of a West Indian type fashion and stuff, whereas Greg is painted in the World's Fair sheen. James, is painted back in has somewhat of a feel of the New York Yankees and stuff, where Mike has the MJ, okay, and in a navy blue and kind of like industrial orange sheen, and stuff. So they have different things out there, and there's background stories, that I'm going to add to how they got to where they got. Okay. The subway cars, the actual subway cars are no longer in service in real life. Only time you're going to see something like them is in the nostalgia train, the train of many colors, hosted by the New York City Transit Museum. That's what you're gonna see, and you can catch these subway cars at the New York City Transit Museum in Hoyt Schermerhorn in Brooklyn. Okay, downstairs, not too far from the courthouses and the MTA headquarters, where you could get a good look and feel of what the subway cars look like when I was young and stuff. And what most of us that's been in New York back in the days, the things we used to ride and stuff. So, the subway cars nowadays, it's redundant and stuff. Everything's, stainless steel, everything's starting to look the same and stuff, but that's technology for you. So, but back in the days, okay, what made the subway so significant with, a lot of the inner city personnel is you got to look out the front for one thing. Okay, so anything the motorman saw is the very same thing that you would see and stuff, be it the front or the back. Well, nowadays, that's not the case because after September 11th, they kind of walled everything off. So you don't get to see. It's like, one thing about trains, when you're riding in the front or the back, it's what's the excitement? What's the thrill? It's like riding every day, you're riding a roller coaster. So for those out there that don't live in the inner city, okay, this will give you an idea. Okay, what's so fascinating about a subway train just to get me to and from work? Well, you go out the front and you take an express train. It's like riding a roller coaster. You know what I'm saying? And stuff, man. When the train accelerates and twists and turns through the tunnel, is equivalent to you going to Great Adventures or the Busch Gardens or somewhere, except it's just in a more straighter manner and stuff. So I guess that's a good way to give you an idea of the fascination of trains in the inner city, such as the New York City subway. You got to look out the front, and it's just like riding a roller coaster and stuff. And then you really look at it, and the way it's designed, the way that they tie into different lines, is kind of fascinating. So picture that, okay, in a small scale, when you're picking up the subway car with your hand, okay, as a model, and you're looking like, wow, I can't believe when I was young, I used to ride these very same things and stuff. So that right there give you an idea, okay, on some of the fascinations with the train, with the subway train. Same thing with, long distance trains or Metro North, or Long Island Railroad. If you got a chance to look out the front, okay, again, it's just like riding a roller coaster. It's just a little slower, okay, but it's just as exciting, you know what I'm saying, and stuff. It's not as, exhilarating, but, you would get the feel, the idea, okay, of, what I'm saying, what man has put together and stuff. So, what I'm saying, and then when you're looking from the outside, okay, just like, me working alongside of it, and you're looking at the infrastructure, and you have no choice but to be in awe of how they put everything together, and how so much of this equipment and infrastructure lasted so long. Okay, what I'm saying, and just like at Shaniqua Charles' office, okay, the modules that I'm putting up, building them hand piece by piece, and stuff, man, and how sturdy they become because of the investment, the time, the work that I put inside. Okay. What is the people going to get out of this? What are the children going to get out of this besides a bit of laughter and comedy? Well, it's a whole lot of things. What I'm saying? It impacts, what I'm saying, education in a positive manner. That is, okay, when the children are looking at the actual model of the train, because it's not a toy, he's a high-end dollar model. So when they look at the model, it's not something that you run, pick up a controller and running around a Christmas tree. No. This right here actually these trains actually, they're electronically sound, and they do act and roll and move just like what you see when you take public transportation. Okay, what the children will see, okay, what I'm trying to implement this is to go back into a classroom setting. When kids out there having fun learning, that's when you get the sound impact, okay, of giving back to the youth. Okay, with Shaniqua Charles, what I've asked her, when she gets in the office, okay, take the proposal up to Albany. Okay, should they ever find a way to eradicate this pandemic, and the kids go back to the classroom, or if the classroom will be online, but the kids out there will not be cheated. Okay, the kids out there, they can learn how to they'll learn math, they'll learn electronics, they'll learn architecture, they'll learn carpentry, they'll learn civil engineering, and a plethora of everything out there that they can take when they get older. Okay, so when they get older, be it's a single parent household or both parents, mom and dad, inside the house, okay, raising the kids. That means once they get older, okay, once they finish high school, instead of you taking that money, okay, that you saved up for them to go to college, the children out there, the youth, would already have everything they need to know, okay, to either start a business or to go out into the world and get a legitimate high-paying career. You could take that very same money that you was going to spend in college for them, for their tuition, for their books and everything, and you could take that and they can move into their own apartment, or they could take 5,000 of that in an investment and turn around and start their own business. With that being said, they can go ahead and they can wean off of the system, both Democrat and Republican. Okay, and they can stress independence, financial literacy, and everything that'll come with that. So now, okay, you don't have to give your money to some university or some other kind of college, which I know people that's been to college, has got master's degrees, got doctor's degrees. I know a guy right now that's staying in daggone Bedford and Atlantic homeless shelter, and he has a doctorate, a bachelor's, and a master's degree. Okay, but because of the inner city, okay, and stuff, he's competing with everybody. So, you know what I'm saying? There's a whole lot of things out there that can come about, with business ownership and stuff. So whereas, a lot of people out there, they're taking their money and stuff, and they're not getting more bang for their buck and stuff. And that's one of the main holy grails. Okay, you know what I'm saying? When you get these skills and everything, and you cannot apply them. A lot of people out there with those high-paying degrees, okay, supposed high-paying degrees that should get you these high-paying jobs, okay, which is based on the position and not the person. Okay, what winds up happening, they take their money and stuff, man, they're working at Taco Bell or somewhere. Okay, so they wasted their money. You know what I'm saying? They wasted all their money, their efforts, and everything and stuff. And you know what I'm saying? And stuff. People out there, they retire. They work these jobs because that's what it is. They're not enjoying their job. They work at these firms. They work enriching someone else. Okay, and they're not able to relive their dream. And that's where some people out there, they're forced to go into the military. Okay, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with going into the military, but again, you know what I'm saying? These limited options a lot of these kids are presented with today's system, You know what I'm saying? The stuff they a lot of kids out there, it makes a lot of people unhappy because they're not able to relive their dreams and stuff. So with Reggie the Redbird and the Talking Subway Card series, it reinvigorates, okay, it re-inspires, it sparks that imagination. It's done so with a lot of sisters up in the Bronx, even in Brooklyn, even in Queens. I've had gang members, okay, they're like, listen, to get down, and when they look at what I have going on here, they have taken, they want to leave the streets, and they want to go ahead, and they see that there's somebody out there that's showing them that they can go out there and be the man that they want to always be, okay, because somebody's actually seeing a fascination that they once had, but they didn't. But so much in time and so much things is going on to where people out there seek validation. They feel like they got to seek validation with the people and stuff. They peers, they friends, peer pressure and everything. They feel like they need that validation and they can't relive their dreams. And that's a bad thing. And with Reggie the Redbird and what I'm seeing, what I'm observing, when these people out there see what I got going, it's actually sparked the imagination and they're ready to take things to the next level and stuff. I've heard stories, from, when parents was, a factor in the household. Okay. I've heard stories about uncles, dads, grandfathers, and everything that did have, a model train layout in their basement and everything. And you know what I'm saying? They're like, wow, I remember such a time, okay, when I did feel like, there was a household, a good family setting. But as time goes by within the inner city, it feel like that was taken away and stuff. And a lot of people, a lot of brothers, and even a lot of sisters felt like, this out there just, it was taken away from them. It was usurped from them and stuff. So, their life became somewhat redundant and stuff. So, bringing this back, I've had a guy actually cry to me, I've had guys and stuff, gang members, I've had gang members, shed tears, and they're like, wow, man, I've never seen it at this level. I'm melanated people, you would not ever think that, what a model train can do and stuff. And I said, yes, this right here is, and I said, I'm doing this on purpose. I got fellas out there, we do the same thing as that model train, that collect high-end dollar model trains, that have basements, that have layouts, that have modules, that could build all kind of stuff and stuff. And I said, rather than us keeping it to ourselves, like, we know about an F40PH, a model locomotive. We know about, coal gondolas or box cars, steam engines. We could talk all day about it. But a lot of people out there, they don't know. A lot of people within the inner city, all they knew was the train just took me from work to go home and back, But I always wondered at somewhere down the line, how does all of this stuff work? And so people out there got to experience and got to know how they got from point A to point B. How did everything get built? Okay, what such and such is for? How does this stuff work? And they get fascinated. And the thing out there that sparked me to get that drive is the children. They love it. They're like, wow, man. I know kids out there, okay, within that district and several other districts within the Bronx. And they're like, nobody's ever really paid this type of attention to me. I've never known this level of, I've never known anything about this type of transportation, and stuff, man. And now they got to see, what are they traveling in? Where they're going. and stuff, man. I've had, even relatives tell me, people ain't gonna be fascinated with that. So they ain't gonna be fascinated. What's up with the rap music? That's where their mind is. Okay. And a lot of people have not been realizing their dreams. Okay. And what they really want to do. And as far as the sisters are concerned, I'm very impressed. I never thought in my wildest dreams, the sisters in society, okay, in stereotype in the eyes of much of the masses. They look at most people, they look at, a melanated sister, oh, she got to dress nice. You got to dip her. She got to be dressed up. She got to be, had a nice jewels, dangling rings and all of that stuff, hair made up, face made up. She got to look fine. She got to shake her behind in the club. That's the mentality. You know what I'm saying? She got to daggone find the best fella. Okay. To go ahead and sate his desires. Lion saying to sate her desires. But with this done, okay, with Reggie the Redbird and with the model trains, a lot of sisters out there, I'm pulling up right now. A lot of sisters out there, we're actually showing that sisters is just as good as a man can operate a 2-mile long freight train, just as good as a man. I put up a post about that, about sisters actually partaking into, the world of the railroad. And women in general. Okay, most people are like, they need to be in the kitchen. Or they need to be they facing the pillow, behind up in the air. Okay, and pumping out babies. That's the mentality of most stagnant persons out there. But not knowing that, a woman could be just as good as an engineer, especially a melanated woman. So there's a whole lot of things, a plethora of things that can come out of this thing. I see the potential. I see growth. I see twinkle in people's eyes out there that I've never thought would have ever happened. I would have thought, and stuff, man, and some of my people's expectations are the females, they're going to be like, shoot, my grandfather, she used to work on the train and, he did this, he retired now, and, and not know, the insides and outside of the business of the railroads. But again, what I've experienced was the total antithesis of that type of mentality. That the finest sisters out there love to get their hands dirty. Would pick up a daggone 80-pound knuckle of a daggone rail car and go replace it. Walk that 1.5 miles to go ahead and replace a knuckle on a broken car and stuff, and come back to the front of the engine, jump on, throttle up, and roll out. Because, in her mind, she got to feed the babies and take care of her household and stuff. And she's just as good as she can do the job, just as good as a man. With this right here, okay, I've seen, Shaniqua Charles, her eyes lit up, seeing this stuff. Me put all this stuff together. Her and her husband, her little sister, Artist Up. Okay, and several other their friends or whatever. They saw this and they were like, wow. A lot of women out there, a lot of melanated women. And I speak about the melanated women and Milano women a lot because, and as well as Spanish women. They see this because, man, people out there, they always think that they would not be interested in nothing like that. And stuff. You're just a brother with a childhood dream. But then I saw something totally different from what the stereotype out there would be. That women could be just as good, okay, if not better, okay, at reliving the dream of heavy machinery operations. And this is what's coming out of Reggie the Redbird. That they could laugh and create and stuff. We're looking at our Sojourner Truths. We're looking at our Harriet Tubmans, our Mary McLeod Bethunes of the future, and all of these things. Okay, media, TV, and radio will tell you and stuff, man. Go out there, shake your behind. Go in the club and stuff. Go ahead, give us some yak and everything. You know what I'm saying? Don't know where we're gonna go at the end of the night. You know what I'm saying? Where she might end up. That's the mentality of what the media wants people to believe. But Reggie the Redbird out there, it's opened a lot of doors. It's like a jar of Vicks out there. You know what I'm saying? It's opened that nostril up, okay, of the mentality that, you know what I'm saying, it can inspire for a lot of the sisters, a lot of mothers to do more. I not only intend to just stop there in New York City, I intend to go ahead and spread the word, the news, the knowledge and everything to each and every city. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not doing this for no validation. As a Muslim, I realize that, it's not my self-gratification. Forget my self-gratification. It's my contribution, okay, to the people. I see a problem in the education system where I want to do my part to try to better, okay? And I'm not just some guy out there that, that's not the average brother out there. I'm not out there, trying to, looking to score, bend some woman over. It's not my style. You know what I'm saying? I'm an Overton. I'm an engineer. You know what I'm saying? And I see a lot of us out there, we have the potential. Once we are inspired, once we get that spark, we can go ahead and take back our land. And just like I explained, everything that could come about with the Reggie the Redbird, okay, without having to look out for handouts. I hear it a whole lot with the reparations situation, the restitution. Okay, when, you know what I'm saying, we don't need to ask for a handout when we have the skills and everything to go ahead and get things ourselves. That's their greatest fear is, you know what I'm saying, when we stop asking and we go ahead and do for self and we look at them like, we don't need your money. We don't need anything from y'all. That's when they go ahead and fear, because now, you know what I'm saying, there is no more servitude. Okay, all the secrets and everything that they tried to keep from us has already been found. And we start this thing back up, and we go ahead and we build and we take back our own. Okay, we don't even have to look to ask for them for nothing no more. Or we don't have to listen to the dumbfounded things from Candace Owens or Kanye West. Or, even have to worry about looking for government assistance. We ain't got to have our hands out because we can do it our own. We can go ahead and relive off of the land. We can go ahead and take that back door, okay, to regaining our sanctity. Everything out there that we need that can build, okay, and stuff. We get our own stuff back. So once we cut that off, okay, once we cut that line off of dependency, their world will crumble because of stuff we're going to stop asking. If this right here with Reggie the Redbird, what I got going on, okay, this is a catalyst, a foundation out there that will go ahead solidify the death knell of that going servitude. And we go ahead, we get back what we once had. So, where do we go from here? You'll find me on YouTube under Daniel Lucas. You'll find me on Facebook, Daniel Lucas. Okay, my my profile pictures of that. Whoever remembers the movie The Warriors, okay, I got the figure of Cyrus. Okay. For the Gramercy Riffs, okay, I got the figure of Cyrus, okay, he's dressed, as that's how I usually dress, okay, with a thobe, a long shirt that's drenched all the way over my pants, some, loafers, and stuff, hair slicked back. I got dreadlocks. My dreads reach all the way past my, you know what I'm saying, my top cheeks. You know what I'm saying? But cloak and everything. I dress like that too. You know what I'm saying? So, well, I'm in thobe and turban. Yeah, so yeah, that's what it is and stuff. So you can find me there. Eventually Patreon and stuff. I will start a Patreon. I am on Instagram, Daniel Lucas. It's a 415. And you know what I'm saying? You can find me on those places. A lot of pictures. You see a lot of trains. It's a lot of trains. So those out there, you be like, wow, I never thought, never seen. Okay, never thought that, you know what I'm saying, this would happen. A brother out there reliving. So, it's not just John Henry's. Okay, it ain't just, you know what I'm saying, and stuff. Anybody out there, the big melanated brother stuff with the pickaxe or the mallet or whatever. But you also got, the melanated brother out there that works, builds trains with his hands. You see a brother out there, yes, Lord rest and stuff, Chadwick Boseman. So a lot of kids out there and stuff are heartbroken. A lot of kids out there seeing a superhero out there feel like he's no more. I don't feel like that. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm still here. And so I make sure that everybody sees and stuff is inspired again. Okay, it ain't over. We're not finished yet. Still got a lot of work to do. I have a vision. I plan on using it. So go ahead and join me. Go ahead and see my work. Go ahead and be revived. You know what I'm saying? And stuff. Be inspired. There's a lot of things out there we can do. Start here. Somebody's got to be a leader. Somebody's got to be an inspiration. I don't mind being that inspiration. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to put this phone. I'm going to put this phone down. And stay tuned. Find me on Facebook. And hopefully I'll meet each and every last one of y'all. You all have a blessed day. Okay? Again, let's be inspired. Let's build again. Shout out to Shana Jones. Shout out to Tanya Bray and everybody. You know what I'm saying? All right. Thanks.
The future is our next step. Bring back our kings. Reach out your hands and save our queens.